You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to Wheel Takes, a podcast about the Wheel of Time, a series of fantasy novels written by Robert Jordan and completed by Brandon Sanderson. I'm Gus. I've read every single one of them.
And I'm Allie, and I'm getting there.
This podcast only contains spoilers for what Allie's already read, and again today that's everything up to and including the I didn't say again, did I? Because I haven't said it once, so I can't say it twice if I haven't said it once. The Gathering Storm Chapter 42, which is called...
Butts.
I don't think it is.
It's called Butts.
It's called... Before the Stone of Tyr. Haven't been to Tyr in a minute, have we?
I mean, I've cried recently.
Yeah, I also have. I played Claire Obscure.
I know, I thought someone died when you walked in.
I cried a lot.
Oh my, I haven't seen, I don't know if I've ever seen you sob that hard. And like, I've been with you when you've like lost family members.
I cried that hard when I watched The Ballad of Wallace Island.
Oh yeah. Which is about losing a family member.
Maybe not. I may have cried harder when I was playing
that's one of the best movies I've seen in recent memory.
I think it's still in theaters, actually.
Please go see it.
It's really good.
It's so good and it's so underrated and no one's talking about it enough.
Anyway, hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
It's us.
Hi.
We are going to talk about the Wheel of Time today. Everybody's favorite thing.
Everybody's.
Let's also,
except for Amazon's,
really quick talk about that. If you are not keeping up with the news,
I have to make jokes.
I'm sorry to be the one to inform you that Amazon declined to renew the show because apparently they have their collective heads up their asses. But you know, not that I have opinions. There's a campaign going on right now. It's on SaveWatt.com to get the show picked up by another streamer. If you're inclined to support, which if you're listening to us, is a very good chance, not guaranteed, please do go look at that. Throw a signature down. I would like to see them adapt the rest of the show. Okay. Allie.
Yeah?
Because I don't want to spend all day talking about depressing shit. You want to talk about Rand?
Yeah.
Where did we leave off?
I love talking about Rand. Thank God we get to talk about Rand.
Where did we leave off?
I love Rand.
Where did we leave off?
Love Rand. Oh my God, I love Rand.
Is that a reference
Rand
to that one drag?
Favorite.
What is it? I hate Pink. She's a bad seed.
Oh.
Is that what you're doing? I thought that was what you're doing.
Yeah, then you'd have to go drag Rand.
Drag Rand.
And I'll be like, I just think that he is bad. I think he is a bad seed on this earth. And then you go, wait, can we take that back actually?
Yeah.
And then you go,
what do you think of Rand?
Love Rand.
There it is. That's what I thought you were doing.
Yes. No, I wasn't. I was more just being kind of like sarcastic about how much I love Rand. You know what?
Obviously, we do love Rand.
Speak for yourself. No, I have days where I love him and days where I think a swift kick in the nads wouldn't be inappropriate. And I'm not someone who advocates for kicking men in the nads normally. Extreme exceptions, though. And I think Rad's behavior in this chapter is nad kickable. Nads, for those of you who are first learning English or are not familiar with that slang because you live abroad in some way, it refers to the gonads or the nuts, the ball sack, the
all right,
danglers on a man. I just feel that that's really important.
It is. I don't know why you had to say it 7 different ways, but you know what? I'm glad you did.
The sack, the
scrot,
balls.
There you go. We've cut right to the heart of the issue.
Now I'm just trying to think if there are any other slang terms that I know for balls.
Probably. Family jewels is a classic.
The family
How could you forget
jewels?
Oh, wait. The microphone in the closet is on. I have to turn it off. Okay. Sorry. We have a microphone in the closet that we use for voiceover. We use these mics for podcasting because they're better for podcasting.
But we used to podcast in the closet.
We did used to podcast with that microphone. And then all of a sudden our audio quality changed, and it's because we're using podcast microphones as opposed to large diaphragm condensers. Enough about that. Where'd we leave off? It was a banger.
Was it something to do with Egwene?
Yes, something massive to do with
the ball of babies?
It was ball of babies.
It was ball of babies? Really?
People listening through to this after the episodes come out will be like, why are they so confused, not knowing that we are just disappearing for weeks at a time lately because of life. But I'm not, I always say I'm not making excuses. Okay, here's the thing. Chapter 42, Allie. Here we are, chapter 42. What's it called before the Stone of Tyr? Do you have any notes? Because when we did our last episode, I said, will you have notes for the next chapter? And you said, yes. Definitively. Yes.
I did.
You did?
Take notes, yes. There aren't very many.
That's okay. It's a short chapter.
But this is what I said. I guess if it were a time for a list, it's after a literal war crime.
Probably is, yes. Although I do remember opening this chapter and going, Allie, the list is back. And you started screaming.
Well, yeah, I'm not excited that it's back. But
in this case,
if it has to be back, this would be an appropriate time for it to be back, considering he just war crimed an entire castle.
Do we call it a listicle? Is it his listicle? Going back to your earlier stuff about
Does it have
balls.
one of those arrows where you can vote people higher or lower?
Yeah, sure. I know listicle also.
You know what you're talking? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do know you.
There are those lists like where I used to
rate
look
so and so.
No. It used to be like, well, because I used to look at them all the time when I was in a development executive. It'd be like, I'd be like, oh God, I need 20 Latina actresses to present to this, to present to these people, like as options of people to reach out to, but they have to also be like from a specific area, or they have to be like, or they have to also be singers, stuff like that, where it's like, okay, Latina actresses who are also singers, and I'd look it up and it'd be always this like the same kind of janky website. And it'd be like, here are 45 actresses who are Latina from Cuba who also sing. And I'd be like, okay, amazing. And then there's always like little arrows where like people could vote up or down, and they'd like go up or down depending on how popular they were, I guess.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, I used to look at them all the time because I had very specific needs. And IMDb, respectfully, all due respect, is great for so many things, but there would be those kind of listicles on IMDb, but they'd be made by the most random people, and there'd be like 45 dead people on that list.
So it is Rand's list.
Yes.
So Rand is IMDb.
Yeah.
Rand is IMDb.
Like it'd be like hottest actresses, and it'd be like Greta Garbo, and you'd be like, no, this is not helpful.
What? Greta?
The IMDb lists are not helpful.
They don't sound helpful.
Not to a development executive.
You know what I like is when you're looking for, we're going to get back to it soon. When you're looking for a book on Goodreads and it's like, oh, lists with this book. Oh, that'll be good. And then it's just some fucking list made by
like
some
books
guy.
I like to fuck to. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's like audio books that made me
sense.
nuts. And I'm like, how did this get past the filters?
It doesn't make any sense.
This isn't good. This shouldn't have this here.
I don't think every person should have the internet.
Yeah. No. I'm like, why is Atlas Shrugged on here? What the fuck, man?
It'll be like Martin Luther King's book, and then like, yeah, Atlas Shrugged, and you're like,
what are you doing?
One of these things is not like the other one.
You don't got a unified personal philosophy. I mean, good for you, broadening your horizons, I guess, but I don't know, man. Listen, here's the thing.
But the
books
list
that I
but
like
both
to fuck
lists would
to
be
is a list that should exist.
books I like to fuck to.
How does that work?
Because it doesn't mean anything. You're
Doesn't
like,
mean
what?
anything. How do you fuck to a book?
Books I like to fuck to.
Explicitly text, not audio either.
Explicitly text.
Oh wait, that's Oppenheimer. That happens in Oppenheimer. You remember that scene?
Yeah.
Spoilers, I guess, for fictionalized history. There's a scene in Oppenheimer.
I am become death, destroyer of worlds. I'm like, exactly what I love to do when I'm writing a dude's dick.
Yeah, Florence Pugh is banging for character. I forget the character's name. Banging Oppenheimer.
Never mind.
I know we don't. I know. We've talked about it. I agree.
I love film.
I love film.
I love Interstellar so much.
It's a great movie.
I love
Memento. Great movie.
I love Inception.
Dark Knight.
Love.
Great. Dark Knight Rises, even better.
Love.
Wait, I got those back. Wait, which one has Heath Ledger in it?
Dark Knight.
Wait, it goes Rises, then Dark Knight. I don't remember the names of the Dark Knight films.
I think it was
I haven't
just Dark
thought about
Knight,
these
then
ones.
Dark Knight Rises.
Which one has Bane in it?
Dark Knight Rises, I think.
Oh, it's Batman Begins. Okay, yes, that would make sense that the first one is Begins.
No. That's how it should end.
Now he tends.
Beginning. Okay. So wait, I'm still reading my stuff. My list.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
Okay.
Rand, what do you mean it doesn't matter if you kill your loved ones?
Oh, wait, we were talking about Florence Pugh. She reads out I Am Become Death while banging Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah. But anyway. There was a moment where it was like, Rand, what do you mean it doesn't matter if you kill your loved ones? Because Luce Theron goes, we're going to kill them over and over and over again. Our loved ones, everyone we've ever loved. And Rand goes, it doesn't matter. And I was like, what do you mean?
Well, that's Rand right now, right?
I said, cute. It's so unappealing to me.
It's a lot. I got to be honest with you,
It's so unappealing to me.
This time,
I've got to be honest. I love Rand like 90% of the time.
Here's what happened to me my first read. I've told you this.
Yeah.
Around book 8, I was so sick of his shit.
Yeah.
I was done. I went on Reddit after Cyrilia and Cadsuane had their we got to do something about this guy.
And everyone was like, don't be mean to him. And I'm like, he's not real.
Yeah, I was like, thank fucking God. Somebody's got to smack this kid around a little bit. They're like, he's been through so much. And I was like, he's words on a page, sir. Well, like, what are we upset about? But I get it. But also, I was just kind of like, we were talking about this earlier today because we talk about the Wheel of Time a lot. Even now, after 5 years. And funny how that and yet the people out there went, just 5 years, baby. And you're right. But we talked about this earlier because, Rand's going through some shit. You know who else is going through some shit?
Who?
Everybody in these books.
Yeah. I think that you and I can agree that I've been through an inordinate amount of bullshit in my life.
Shit in your life, man.
Some pretty dark shit has happened.
Have you had your hand chopped off? No.
No. But some pretty objectively dark shit has happened to me in my life. Like bad shit, right? I didn't take that out on fucking anyone. Yeah. Because this is my opinion. When you experience really, really dark shit, and if anybody comes to me and is like, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, really dark shit. And when you've experienced really dark shit, you know how much that sucks. And I think that the right thing to do is go, well, I don't want anybody else to feel that way. And then go out of your way to become a nicer person.
See, that is hard to do. And like,
it is? It's the easiest thing I've ever done is go, I'm going to be nicer to people.
Let me clarify. It is difficult. It can be difficult when one is in the throes of horrific things happening constantly to be able to remove oneself from that experience, right? That requires a certain level of perspective that perhaps baby sweet farm boy who just wants people to hug does not necessarily have.
Well, like, I don't know. I
agree
some pretty
with you.
nonstop shitty things happen to me for like...
No, I know, yeah.
Like, at least 5 years.
I agree with you. I'm just pointing out, I'm trying to riff on Rand.
And I also wanted to hug people.
That's good. Hugging is good.
All I wanted to do when I was young was I was like the cuddliest, sweetest little pumpkin. I was a little pumpkin. I was a sweet kid.
There is an adorable picture of you, which I will not share, as a little child hugging a pumpkin that is larger than you are. Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite, and you've got these Coke bottle glasses on.
Yeah, I had glasses from the time I was 2 years old.
Squatted down, hugging this giant pumpkin. It's bigger than you. And I'm like, that's Rand.
A little pumpkin.
That's Rand.
And listen, it sucks when the little pumpkin gets the shit kicked out of them by life. Yeah. That sucks. It did suck. That was not fun. I did not ask for any of that. And it was a really bad time for a long time. However, I did not take that out on anyone or decide human life didn't matter.
Yeah, and
specifically the lives of my loved ones.
Well, I mean, but I understand why he's doing this because of the loose theron
intellectually. Listen, intellectually, I understand it, but I don't think it gives him a pass either.
It still annoys the shit out of me.
It's an explanation. It's not an excuse.
Yeah, no, it annoys the fuck out of me.
And that's but it does bother me when people make their trauma other people's problem.
Yeah, that's the issue.
That's what bothers me.
I think I was talking to Bria. It's really fun how Rand just vents at everyone around him and makes them solve his shit emotionally.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to say is it's an explanation, but it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Because like you can explain yourself, and this is what I will say. I'll be like, I want to explain what's going on, but it's an explanation. It's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Like, I am still at the end of the day, no matter how fucking traumatized I am, which, by the way, I've been in therapy for 13 years now.
Therapy fucks, man.
Therapy does fuck. And my therapist is amazing and I have been in therapy as long as I've known Gus. As long as we've been together.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. No, we started dating in May.
Yeah.
And I started therapy
in March
that same year. Before the summer.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. I've known you and Ben the same amount of time.
That's cool.
My therapist. Anyway, so, okay. But yeah, him also thinking like, it doesn't matter if my loved one dies right next to Min. I bet he's still sticking his dick in.
Oh, well, probably.
Like, I'm sorry, but like, it's just, it just gives me the ick. It gives me more than the ick. It's actively disgusting.
I think...
I'm sorry, it's a disgusting thing to think when the person that loves you is right next to you, to think, I don't give a shit if they live or die.
But does he actually?
I mean, obviously he does, but like, it's fucked up to even think it. I'm sorry.
No, look, I agree. Again, I started this by venting about Rand.
I don't like him at this point. I'm sorry, I don't like him. Like, he's a dickhole.
Yeah, no.
And his trauma is not an excuse.
I agree.
No, it's just that other people. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't like him right now at this point in the books. I just think he's a dickhole.
Why, I don't know you're supposed to like him. I think perhaps this is working.
Great. Then I don't like him and it's working. I just don't like him. He's a fucking asshole. I'm sorry. I don't like him.
Okay.
What?
Nothing. I opened this by saying I didn't like him.
I'm just saying, cue Jennifer Lawrence on Hot Ones. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Here's another one.
Oh, we're still doing notes, aren't we?
Yes. Rand continues to be anti-nose.
Yeah, that stood out. That was funny.
Yeah. Oh, he has too big of a nose to be handsome. I'm like, excuse me, sir, Adrian Brody exists.
See, this seems...
Now I have to double check and make sure that Adrian Brody hasn't done anything problematic. Hold on.
Didn't he... At the Oscars, he gave a speech that was like, stop trying to play me off. I've done this before. And then he talked for like 8 minutes. And then they had to cut like a bunch of women off after because Adrian Brody talked for like 8 minutes.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
But whatever.
Regardless of whether or not he's chill, he's an objectively attractive looking man and he has a large nose.
He does. I think the large nose thing is a Robert Jordan thing because you remember Perrin had this? Like everybody has this.
What?
In the Wheel of Time. Everybody's just like noses, man. Ban Alcine is fucking no, or Will Alcine
I'm just worried that the people with big schnozzes are going to read these books and feel sad.
Well, I would.
I would too.
This
would touch upon some insecurities of mine.
It would cut to the quick.
It would.
Cut to the core. Deeply upsetting.
I think that a lot because I have some close loved ones who are deeply insecure about their noses.
Oh, them? Their nose is adorable.
Yeah.
Well, that's stupid. People are silly. Everybody is beautiful. I don't understand.
I know.
People get
Otherwise,
all twisted into fucking knots, and it's all because of Randall Thor. It all comes back to Randall Thor.
It's so funny because I'm like, this person looks literally like Princess Diana.
Randall Thor is the root cause of these problems. Perhaps it's almost as if the dragon is one with land.
Well, I mean, I guess I just get worried about people because I'm like, your face is beautiful no matter what. Nature is beautiful and you're part of nature, therefore you're beautiful. I saw that today.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. And then the chapter ends with a dun dun dun.
Which one is that?
We're going to Shia Ghul.
Oh my God, Allie, the last battle. Is it happening now in this third to last book?
No.
Okay, chapter 42.
We gotta imagine if the last battle happened in this book and then there's just like 2 books of them just chilling.
Dude, doing the climactic final battle with multiple installments left in the series. What franchise could possibly do that?
Who did that?
Imagine spending 8 seasons of a television show leading up to a climactic final battle and then just having it happen, and then there's like 3 more episodes.
Yep.
I couldn't imagine it. Chapter 42, Before the Stone of Tyr. We don't know the names of the women who were in Grendel's palace, Luz Therin said. We can't add them to the list. Rand tried to ignore the madman.
What did you say me?
Because we're both like, shut the fuck up, Luz.
I know.
You know, I get it. Like, I do get it. And we've talked about this a million times. But I think perhaps the loved one stuff comes from nearly killing Min, or perhaps killing Min and then having the balefire bring Min back to life, and Ilyena.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't fucking matter, apparently? Luz Jr., but we've talked about that before, too.
No one cares about Luz Jr.,
And Rand is like, shut up about the list. It's not your list. It's my list. And Luz Therin is like, actually, fuck you. It's my list. And who the hell are you? I've never met you before in my life. I haven't seen this man. And what? Balefire. And then Rand is like, I hate everything that's fucking happening here. I'm bitching, angry, and fucking shit dick. And my cursing is getting worse. Oh, dude, there's this streamer I follow. He's been streaming for 30 days straight. He sells a mug.
Ew. I would hate that.
It's called a subathon.
Yeah, but that sounds miserable for the person. Like, how long are they in the chair?
Oh, he gets up a lot. He has guests come. He goes outside. Does
he
IRL
work
streams.
Out? Like,
he moves a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like he was sitting in the chair.
No. This is like a very well structured, very well planned out thing.
Thank God.
He flew to LA and got a tattoo midway through it.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, the whole thing.
But is it constant stream?
Stream's always on. Yeah.
Oh.
He's not always on the screen. Like, sometimes he'll have guests come in.
Oh, it sounds terrible.
Why did I bring this up? Wait a minute. I need to go back.
Remember,
hold on.
The idea of that sounds fucking horrible. Oh.
Anyway, he sells a mug called Incoherent Swearing Mug, and it has floral writing on it, and it says,
Cute.
Fuck me in the cock dick.
I love it.
Which is something that
you might need that.
I might need it.
You also always say fuck me in the dick.
Yeah, you know who I got it from?
This guy?
This guy.
Oh.
You know what else I got from this guy?
What?
Freaky with the Okie Doke.
Oh, yeah.
This man's vernacular he's called Grand Pooh Bear.
Oh,
His
the yelly man.
One of the 2 yelly men. The other one is a Markiplier. His vernacular has infected me.
Oh, no. Markiplier's the really yelly man.
Yeah.
Grand Pooh Bear's the other one.
Yeah. Grand Pooh Bear's the Mario man. Rand is here, and he's having a terrible time. And Min is like, you good? And he goes, I'm so good. But is he? No, he's not.
No, he was just thinking he doesn't care if you live or die.
Which
is so garbage. I'm so sorry.
But he does.
Garbage.
Listen, here's the thing.
I think
we need to. I know,
he's so garbage right now.
Wait.
He's a bogus butthole.
Yes, I do think it's important that we acknowledge he feels everything, but he's stomping it down.
I understand.
I know, but I
understand all of these things intellectually. I still think he's being a bogus butthole.
I agree with you. We had to say it.
I know he had to say it. Yeah. I know he had to say it because otherwise we would get a lot of emails. I know.
Yes, that's exactly why.
I understand. Intellectually, I understand all of those things. In the brain understands. The heart, bogus butthole.
The heart is going to take an ad break.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome back
to Bogus
Butthole Podcast with your host, Bogus and Butthole. Who's bogus and who's butthole, you'll never know.
You're definitely butthole. No, wait, I'm definitely butthole.
You remember when you wanted to nickname us Bing and Bong?
I forgot.
You were like, wouldn't that be cute grandparent names? I could be Bing and you could be Bong. And I was like, yeah, that's great. Go over to your kid's house. Oh, Bong. Hey, Bong. Bong is here. Oh, hi, Bong.
Okay, being Bong would be kind of awesome, though.
Can we say what your dad wanted his grandparent nickname to be?
What did he want it to be?
Special K.
No.
Yes.
Did he really?
It was a joke, but he brings it up all the time.
I didn't know that.
He wanted his grandparent nickname, I'm not going to say his name, but he wanted his grandparent nickname to be Special K.
Well, there's not very many men's names that start with a K, are there?
Yes, there are several.
Oh, sure. Sure, that's true. Oh my God. That's very funny.
So.
His name is Cthulhu.
That actually starts with a C.
With a K.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Banana. Okay. Whoa, I said it again. Right. Moving on. Rand. Bad time. Bad.
I just want one day where he's not just such a fucking. And I don't want the world to see me, because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you.
I think you have to go back to like book 1 for that.
It's too much. It's like,
it's a lot.
I need there to be peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
I need there to be occasional peaks. There's been no peak.
Well, he peaks a lot with men, but apart from that.
But we don't get to see any of that.
Frankly,
and also them getting together was weird.
It was the worst thing. Let's move on. Here's the thing. Igloo did happen. That was nice.
That was the last peak we had, and that was book 5.
It was book 5.
I need more peaks.
Okay, here's what's up, though.
Because, okay, the Elaine thing was also weird.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I was happy for him, though.
At some point, we joked about doing, not even joked, we discussed doing a podcast with Bree where we go, take all the romances in the Wheel of Time, but change one thing. I would like to do that.
Still should do
change
that.
One thing to make them a little bit less creepy. Because I think all of them...
I got the one for men.
You could change one thing and it becomes less creepy. Like, you can make Talonvor not creepy.
Rand thinking he raped her was so awk.
I forget about that.
Awk, squawk,
I always forget about that because why would I remember that?
Not chill. I hated it.
And being like, I'll kill myself after the last battle. I understand if you never want to see me again.
Yeah, I hated that.
That was a whole fucking thing, man.
I need to be more positive in this life.
You've actually talked about how you're more positive, and yet
I am, though.
You are.
I'm so much more positive than I used to be.
You are.
I used to be such a downer.
Here's the thing. You have not a downer. Here's the thing. What is Rand actually doing? We're 30 minutes in. What is Rand actually doing? That was because I was violently adjusting the microphone because Allie has slid about a foot lower while we're recording.
Well, it's because my little back hurts.
I know. Mine does too. This is your 30s. What is Rand actually doing today? What are we doing here? What's the purpose? What's the event? What's going on? What the fuck is happening?
We're leaving one city to go to another city.
What the fuck is happening here? Yeah. And what is
and a bunch of people are going to starve.
What's he thinking about Arad Doman before he leaves?
He did one of these, like, TikTok swipe ups. It was did you know that people are going to die? And you're like, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, the video came up, and he's like, I'm only watching Claire obscure edits, and he scrolled. Rand is in Bandar Aben. He's getting ready to leave, and he's like, well, I brought food, but the food brought more refugees, and I've made things worse, and this is terrible, and everybody hates me. Each time he'd conquered a kingdom before, and he'd left it better than when he'd arrived. That's kind of true.
Yeah.
You remember, like, every other country, he would go and go like, yo, crime, illegal.
And everybody would be like,
Stop
oh my God. And then be like, okay, you know what we should do? We should think about what we did wrong and then fix that.
Absolute fucking and galaxy brain.
Everyone would start clapping.
And then Weramon would emerge and hand him a crisp $100 bill.
Yeah.
That man's name, Albert Einstein. I'm sorry, I'm going deep on the meme references today. So Rand, is that deep? I don't know. That was a meme when I was in like high school, so I guess that's deep.
That man's name. I feel like though that's become one of those that's like now a part of the culture. Do you know what I mean?
Crisp $100 bill. His name was Albert Einstein.
Everyone started clapping.
Yeah, I hope
that's
so.
That's peak millennial humor.
That is
right
peak
there.
Millennial humor.
All three of those. We invented some funny ass shit, dude.
The internet, I feel like every generation feels like they're the ones that have colonized the internet, and it's kind of true because
no, it's ours.
The parts of it that we know are ours. Skibbity Toilet is not ours. Riz is not ours.
We were the first ones out here on the internet. Everything that has happened since then
Gen X was
is
also
because of us. No, but they were in an office setting.
That's true. The Wild West of it all.
Yeah, was us.
Yeah. The forums.
No, it made me so irrationally angry just now that you were going to credit every generation with colonizing the internet.
Yeah. There's an interesting thing where
I guess the boomers have in that they really colonized Facebook after a while.
Facebook is theirs now.
It is theirs.
And it's the AIs. But there's this funny bell curve almost of technological know-how where if you're older than a certain age, you know almost nothing about how to make technology work. Not universally, of course, but on
universally,
average.
Old people are a monolith.
No, but also if you're younger than a certain age, and I don't mean like 10, I mean like there is a point where the computer knowledge that was being taught stopped being foundational, like file tree structure and programming and code and command line interface and things like that. And it became just application level. So when things go wrong, if you can't fix it in the application level under a certain age, it is more and more likely that these people will not necessarily know what to fix because the groundwork of computer is not necessarily how to fix when things break. It's how to use applications, which is great if the applications work. It's just interesting. I'm sorry. I'm going to get back to the book now. Okay. So Rand's leaving. Why is he leaving?
Because fuck them starving bitches.
Kind of, yeah. By the way, is there another reason why Rand might be particularly fucking gloomy and grim today?
He's on his period?
No.
Oh, because that's why for me.
Probably the overarching theme.
I don't relate to men.
That's
well.
The overarching theme of
what
this
do you
whole
mean
chapter.
You're just like you just have the same hormones for a month.
Kind of the overarching theme of this whole chapter,
Is
and
that
like
how that works? Do you have the same hormones all the time?
I don't know.
Do you have hormonal changes? I'm sure you do.
I'm sure we do, and I just don't know what they are.
I'm pretty sure you do. They're just not quite as pronounced.
What is the overarching kind of...
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure we talk about this.
I just want to learn science for a minute.
I love science. What is the overarching theme, though? Like, what other reason might Rand have for being in a particularly foul mood today?
He just killed a bunch of people?
That's part of it. There's a bigger reason.
The Sean Chan deal didn't go well?
That's part of it.
Oh, can you just give me the answer?
He has effectively failed at everything he set out to do in Arad Doman, and he now feels that he must simply abandon the nation. So he stepped in to try to fix things. To his read, made everything worse, gave the people false hope, and is now saying, nothing I can do, I have to leave.
It's pretty shitty.
So I understand, we spent 30 minutes bagging on this man.
I will continue to bag on this man.
And I will also. But I want to understand why he's in a particularly gloomy spot today.
But again, are we making it better by taking it out on everyone else?
No. But I think it is interesting to note the juxtaposition here, because he has, even when he's being under assassination attempts and even when, the people are scared of him, he has been broadly feted in most places he goes, or hailed as some kind of, if not savior, then unifier or grand visionary type of guy. Eventually. Usually he has to conquer them first, yes.
Yeah.
But Arad Doman, he came into a nation divided and under strife, kind of kicked rocks around to try to get stuff done, tried to put a new ruler in place, couldn't do any of that. I'm not sure why he didn't just install a king via fiat. Like, I kind of would have expected him to just install a ruler via fiat.
Install somebody who can fix things.
But, he has instead kind of been like, I guess with Elaine, when he tried to do that with Elaine, they didn't take well or kindly to it, and they got mad, and they kind of ousted the person, or not ousted, refused to acknowledge.
But if the alternative, and we can drop that this is true, was just abandon you utterly.
Yeah, I do feel like perhaps the move here would have been give Elaine Arad Doman.
Yes.
And I know she's not here.
We haven't done shit
I know
with
she's
her.
not. Well, she's with Perrin.
So why not?
She's with Perrin.
We can literally change that with a wave of our magic wands. We can, in fact,
teleport. We can, as a matter of fact, teleport.
We can literally change that. And also, whose fucking fault is that? Who sent her away in the first place? Because he couldn't have a woman near him because she could get killed, only to, a book and a half later, shack up with men all the time?
Yeah.
Rand wouldn't be so fucking annoying if he weren't so fucking hypocritical.
I think it was actually the same book.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right there.
So Rand is stressed, and very stressed, and somehow the people realize the Dobani would be trampled beneath the hooves of war, crushed between the invading Trollocs to the north and the Seanchan to the south, and Rand was leaving them. Somehow the people realized that, and it was very hard for Rand to look at them. Their hungry eyes accused him. Why bring hope, then let it dry up like a newly dug well during a drought? Why force us to accept you as our ruler only to abandon us? And Rand is like, yep, that's what I gotta do, and I can't have any feelings about the fact that I'm abandoning an entire nation of people to likely starvation and decay and ruin and death. Not gonna think about that, because if I do, can't do all the other things I need to do. Poor fucking guy, honestly. He pissed me off, but also, God, the poor fucking man. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean...
That's awful.
For Rand? Or for who?
Rand and everybody.
I know. It's a bad situation. It all sucks. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just like, oh, why are you being a butthole?
So Rand, Bashir comes up and is like, hey, we took all the merchant council people back, and that's that. I guess that's it. And Itiralda is still fighting Trollocs. But there's not really a lot of Borderlanders up in the Borderlands, and Rand is like, oh yeah, that entirely massive army of Borderlanders that was slowly marching south from the top of Book 8. I gotta go deal with that. Allie, what's gonna be the deal with that? They got their super secret spy mission, you remember, from 5-ish books ago.
I don't know. So, okay, Repeat the question for me.
What's up with the Borderlanders in camp
I have
now in Andor?
There's no fucking clue.
What are they gonna do?
There's not a fucking clue.
It's something about Rand,
there's
right?
There's no clues.
What are they gonna do?
I can't speculate because there's no clues.
They're gonna slap
I haven't gotten
shit
a single clue
slap the
in
shit
fucking
out
books
of him.
now. There's no clues.
What if they just slapped the shit out of him? That we couldn't. Probably.
Well, I think Kenobi is going to slap him.
Slap the shit out of him, man.
Yeah.
That would be really bad, I think, under this. I think if anybody did that right now, it would go quite poorly. So, yeah, Ituralda. And then Rand is like, okay, time to abandon this nation. And then a guy goes, Lord Dragon! And Rand is like, what the fuck do you want? And this is Iralin. And what does Iralin have to say?
Did I read this chapter?
Today, apparently.
I know I did.
Iralin, yes.
I don't know. What did he have to say?
My Lord Dragon, the man said in a hushed voice. The food.
Oh, well, yeah. I just didn't realize we were here already.
It's spoiled. What
Sorry.
Food? It's okay. All of it. Every barrel. Every sack, every bit in our stores and in the sea folk ships.
Well,
my lord, it's not just full of weevils. It's grown black and bitter, and it makes men sick to eat it. And Rand is like...
And they wobble and they don't fall down.
All of it? And yeah, apparently, he brought hundreds upon hundreds of barrels of food, and now all of it has rotted. Every bag they open is rotten.
And Rand just looks at him and goes, that sucks.
He doesn't even respond.
I know. Honestly, the thing is that that's the rudest thing of all. I wish he'd just at least said, I'm so sorry, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, but, feelings.
Oh my God, it's so fucking dumb. God, be a person, have a feeling. It turns out that's what people do, even in the midst of bad shit.
So Rand rides through this gateway.
Well, especially in the midst of bad shit.
Yeah.
Just be a human being for once.
Rand rides through this gateway and is immediately met with what?
Tons of food. No, but that would be pretty ironic.
Waves of adulation and cheering.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
This happens. He walks through a gateway and is met with a wave of acclaim.
And he's like, that's more like it.
No, he's not.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Oh my God.
I know. I had to say it. The people continued their cheers. Thousands had gathered, and banners of light flapped atop dozens of poles held aloft by the crowd. The adulation hit Rand like a wave of reproach. He didn't deserve such praise. Not after what he had done in Arad Doman. He's like, all right, keep on fucking walking, because I can't think too much about this shit, because this fucking sucks. Those crowds roared so loud. Rand wasn't surprised, however, to see so many foreigners in the crowd. That wasn't so unusual. Tyr always... Okay, so... what happens in the second half of this chapter?
He's talking to what's-his-face, and he says, you're not going to Arad Doman now. Oh, Darlin.
Yeah.
Who he says has too big a nose to be handsome.
He does.
I'm like, I object.
He does. Poor fucking Darlin. So yeah, he comes
he's
through.
With what's-her-face now.
Do we want to talk...
he's a king now.
He is. Do we want to talk any more about the juxtaposition between bedraggled, starving, desolate Arad Doman and festive, celebratory Tyr?
What a rough contrast.
What a fucking day for Rand, man.
All right. Fuck. Listen, I get it. It's just, I also don't. I also am like, but then you know how fucking awful it is. You owe it to people then to be even nicer, even more open-hearted, even more generous. I'm sorry you do. I'm sorry you do.
Could that be where the story is going?
I fucking hope so. If the story ends with, and that's how we should be all the time, stoic fuckheads, I will actually scream.
Don't have feelings.
Because listen, it was a man writing in early 2000s. It could easily go that way. Do you think
it would be that widely beloved if it goes that way?
I don't know. Maybe.
We'll have to.
People are
read.
People are wild sometimes.
So yeah, Rand is walking through Tyr. By the way, he assumes that Ituralda will just go back to skirmishing against the Shanchan because he just left Ituralda too.
Just Oh, just left him there?
Yeah.
The fuck?
He left him to...
I hope Iturralde becomes king and just fucking cleans up the place.
He left him to defend the borders. And, that's the other thing,
Wouldn't
actually.
that be funny?
Wait,
that's what happens, isn't it?
Wait, I was saying something.
Yeah, but is that what happens?
Read and find out.
Please.
Do you remember when I was like, why doesn't he install a king via fiat? He tried.
Oh.
He tried. He was like, Iturralde, I'll make you king. And he was like, absolutely the fuck not.
The people have to make him king. The people will make him king once he solves everything.
I am a loyal man. He was like, you would be a really good ruler. He was like, nope, not mine. I refuse. What kind of rebellious bastard are you? And Rand was like, oh my God. Okay, fuck. Is it Al-Salam? Al-Salam's king, right?
Yes.
Rand's like, Al-Salam is probably dead or a brain slave.
He is dead.
So, yeah. Well, he is now if he wasn't before. Mm-hmm. Right? Because of the balefire. Because of the blast.
Well, he's definitely dead now.
Kaboomy boom.
Yeah, he's definitely dead now. Rand was like, fine, I'll make sure he's dead.
So Bashir goes, this whole thing is a mess, and I don't see any way out of it, man. Going to war with the Shanshan at our backs. That's as bad a position as I can think of. And Rand is like, yeah, really? Tell me again. Tyr will be theirs by the time this is through. Probably Ilion as well. Burn me, but we'll be lucky if they don't conquer all the way up to Andor while our backs are turned. So Rand is just assuming that the Shanshan are going to stomp everybody while he's fighting the last battle. Do you think that is what's going to happen?
No.
Why not? Because currently they are effectively unopposed.
Well, because they're going to make peace eventually.
Oh, do you think?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Do you think? Or will he just slap the shit out of him?
Then we'll create fantasy Mason-Dixon line or something.
Do you think we're going to get fantasy Mason-Dixon line?
Yeah, we're going to make fantasy Mason-Dixon line, and I'm just going to be like, hang on, BRB, going into the woods to scream.
So, Rand...
And I don't want the Rand to see me because he sucks the fun out the room.
Rand is like, I gotta go deal with those fucking Borderlanders. And Bashir is like, well, Tenobia, I can vouch for, she might just want to slap the shit out of me. But I don't know why they've all left the Blight. That's really weird. And Rand is like, tell you what. I'll go give him I'll give him a call. I'll drop in. I'll do a house visit. I'll make a home call. I'll check in on him. I'll say, what the fuck do you assholes want?
Yeah.
And you go tell them. You go find where they are and let them know. And Bashir's like, okay, fine. And he leaves. And Rand is looking at the Stone of Tyr. It's nice. We're coming full circle again. He muses on the Stone of Tyr. And he's like, Rakan will fuck that up. Damani will also fuck that up. So we're fucked. So Stone Tyr, useful before gateways, not useful against the Shanshan at all.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
And
Darlin is here. How's he?
He's good.
Doughbrain is here. How's he? Tickles his tummy. He goes, hee hee. It's a Pillsbury Doughboy joke.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Doughbrain is aptly named.
I fucking love Doughbrain though. He's the OG. Who else is here? It's your friend
Bashir.
and mine. No, he just left.
Oh, who is it?
Wiramon.
Oh, the best one.
Who also will be getting the Ram Shallan voice going forward.
Great.
Gawain and Wiramon will both be getting the Ram Shallan voice going forward.
Good.
So Wiramon is here, looking like a fucking clown, and not actually though. Clowns are quite impressive. Looking like a buffoon. And what does Luce Theron think about him?
But he likes him because
he likes him.
Yeah, he likes him because this is so funny. He likes him because he's like, well, most people don't have the decency to be idiots or something like that. Like
he's like, the man's a dumbass and he dresses like a dumbass. I can't hate him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's refreshing really to see someone who's just an idiot.
Yeah, and Rand is like, sure, what the fuck ever. I don't know. Okay, fuck you. Who else is here?
Luce Theron loves to be a contrarian.
Luce Theron is a problem. Who else is here?
Luce Theron is also here.
He is. Who else? Your favorite character.
Who?
Oh, Allie. It's your favorite
Caroline
character.
Damodred.
Caroline Motherfucking Damodred is here.
No, Moraine's my favorite character.
Yeah.
She's the hottest character.
And Rand looks at Caroline Damodred and is like, the list! And then he has to look away because of Moraine.
Jesus.
And Anaella's there. Remember her?
No.
She was one of the two who thought it seemed like they might stab Rand real quick during
yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm pretty sure. Wasn't she the one who was...
Hey.
So, yeah, and she's got...
That's her talking to Rand and Rand talking to her. Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Hey.
She's got a Weramon colored...
Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
She's got a Weramon patterned handkerchief.
Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
Alana's also there.
God, no, it's great to see you. Your eyelashes look amazing.
And Darlin goes, hi, thank you for sending your orders in like fucking make an army in 3 fucking days. Are we going to Arad Doman now?
Yeah, fuck that. Actually, we're gonna go to Shia Ghul instead. And he's like, okay, cool. That's so cool. That's so sick. Thank you so much.
You've done well, King
It's
Darlin.
like when your manager is scheduling you for work, and then they're like, okay, never mind. You're not gonna work on this normal Tuesday. Instead, you're gonna work a bachelorette party.
You're gonna work 3 doubles in a row this weekend instead of Tuesday brunch.
And it's like, the fuck? Yeah. You're gonna actually work instead, you're gonna work the karaoke night.
Dude, when I worked
as opposed to the regular night at the bar.
When I worked at a restaurant, my last day, I had given notice because I fucking hated the job, but I wanted to be professional, so I gave 2 weeks notice. And the last day that I was working there, Gus Lore, yes, I worked at a barback / busser / kind of bartender at a bar for a while.
Drop the name.
No. So the last day I was there.
No, we could drag them right now on social
media. I'm not going to.
Oh, we totally could.
I don't want to.
Why not?
I don't know.
What, are they going to hire you again?
Maybe they've improved in the past 10 years. If they're even still there. Are they even still there? Hold on. I got to look this up.
Look it up. I've had a vendetta against them ever since. If they are, it's a miracle.
Oh my God, they're still there? They made it through COVID?
Oh, man.
How the fuck did they... Wait, is it the same place?
Is it?
Yeah, I recognize the logo.
Yeah. It's definitely them.
Oh my God, how the fuck are they still open?
Tell us who it is.
No. Oh, they completely redesigned.
Oh, wow, they did completely redesign. Oh my God.
Oh, this looks better.
Wait, it does look. Place? Are we sure this is the same place? It looks way better.
It's the right logo.
Did they get bought by new people? Oh, no, wait.
This is one in California.
Oh, yeah. No. That's
okay,
not
hold on.
it.
Yelpers report this location has closed. Filter by... Nope. Yelp sort. Newest first.
Yeah, see?
2019. Pre-COVID. Anyway,
wow, they didn't even make it to COVID. Losers.
I didn't like working there. They were not great. And my last day that I was scheduled, I was supposed to work. The morning shift was regular, and then in the afternoon there was a wedding coming and a wedding party that was going to be having like their reception. And I looked at the schedule, and I was scheduled for the morning, but I was not scheduled during the wedding, and it was my last day. And the manager, who I didn't like, was like, and everybody's working, the wedding. And of course, everybody's working the wedding. And I look at the schedule and I go, I'm not scheduled for the wedding. But I'm not going to say this, because then she might try to append me onto the schedule for the wedding at the last minute. And so I finish my normal shift, and the wedding people start setting up. By the way, to be clear, it was very clear that this wedding would be able to be taken care of without me. I was not vital. I was not very useful at this restaurant. And then as the wedding people start kind of coming in to set up, I'm hanging up my stuff and I'm getting changed. And the manager I don't like goes, "What are you? Okay, you can take a quick shift break, but you're back on for the wedding." I said, "I'm not on the schedule." And she said, "Well, everyone's working." And I said, "I'm not on the schedule." And she went, and then she went and got the other manager. And by the way, it's my last day. and at this restaurant. And she says, he says he's not working. And I say, and he looks at me and goes, I think everybody's working. I said, I'm not on the schedule. And he goes, and he pulls out the schedule and he looks at it and he looks at my name and he looks at the thing and he sees that there's no check mark on my name for that shift. And he goes, yeah, you're not scheduled. Yeah, you can go. And the manager I didn't like was pissed the fuck off. And I was like, bye. And then I never went back. It was great. Anyway, that's Rand is the opposite of that.
I hope she's become a better person.
I hope so too. I hope all involved parties have had as much opportunity for growth in the past 6, 8, 10 years as I have.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're like, okay, I guess we're going to Arad Doman, I guess. And Rand is like, fuck that. We're going to hell. We're going to actual hell.
Here's the thing.
Which it is about time for,
he's
to be fair.
He's just tiring to be around, I gotta be honest.
Whatever.
I get that he's going through it. I get it. I get it all. But he's also exhausting to be around. And I don't have to be around someone like that. I would rebuke that negative energy and go hang out with my friends at the end of the world,
What Arad Doman... Well, Rand doesn't have that option. It's the tough part.
No, I'm saying if I were one of these other randos.
Oh, yeah. What Arad Doman needs, nobody can give.
Because I wouldn't be really positive that the guy with this energy could solve this crisis,
No.
I'd be like, nah.
Your forces will be coming with me. And he's like, okay, where are we going? To Shayol Ghul. Bum, bum! And that's the dramatic end of chapter 42.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We have social media. If you want to know what we got going on, it's linked down below. We have a Patreon if you want to support us that way. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes. And we have a merch store. And I forgot to mention this earlier, and I'll properly hard launch this at the beginning of the next podcast. We've got another podcast going on that we have been very gently spinning up for the past 6 months, and that is called Babble On, and it's a podcast where we are first time watching Babylon 5 with seasoned Babylon 5 veterans, Jenny, aka Lesby Nerdy, and Jen Sedai, and it's a ton of fun, and you can find the RSS feed for that down below, or you can watch it on YouTube on Lesby Nerdy's YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, we're enjoying it. Other than that, anything else, Sally? She moved very far away from the mic. You don't have to. You can just nod or shake your head. She's moved the mic back to her. No, she moved the mic away. That's enough. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.